Hi, welcome back to the fifth episode of the Summer I Turned Pretty podcast. My name is Elizabeth Middlesworth, and I have Melinda here. Say hi.
Hi.
So, with the season, how have you felt?
I think the season was definitely a bit of a roller coaster. I think in the beginning, I was pretty worried because things seemed to not, they were just being very drug out. Like, it was like, I feel like they were dragging out Jeremiah and Belly, and then the whole thing with the wedding. And then I feel like it took so many episodes for them to, like, call off the wedding. And then we get, like, 2 episodes of Belly and Conrad.
I know, it was so sad.
But, like, at the end, I'm so happy. And I'm happy because it seems like all of the characters are, like, finally in adulthood. Like, I feel like everyone's being mature and acting like an adult. And so, overall, I think the season was my favorite just because there was, like, every episode kept me excited.
Yeah, and did you read the books?
Yes, I read the books.
So, were you overall happy about the adaptation?
I think so. I think this is, like, one of the best book to movie adaptations that I've seen. Just like I think season 2 strayed away from it, but I think they like came back in season 3 and really tried working towards the books. I think they like some crucial parts were left out, and then like some things like did it differently, which like made it kind of like different in the movie, which I understand because they're making it a show, and so it needs to be more in depth. But like some things they changed, but I really think overall they really did a good job with following the book's points and like following like big things like with like the letters.
Yes.
Like that was a big thing I was hoping to see in the show.
Yeah.
And they followed through that from the book when like Susanna was writing the letters to the boys and they got dropped and then they got mixed up.
Yeah.
That was like a crucial part.
I'm really happy because with the books, we don't know why they got mixed up. They never went into that. And so I'm happy they added that detail. And I think season 2 to actually show us, oh, that's how it actually happened.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I really liked that because, I mean, it did, like, leave us guessing, like, oh, my gosh, what happened to the letters? And then so then it makes sense when, like, Laurel dropped them. And that made a lot of sense.
Yeah. What were some details that you noticed throughout this past episode especially to sort of lead us to the end of the season?
I think, like, one of the big details that, like, led to the end was, like, when Conrad got to Belly's apartment and they were, like, getting ready for the dinner, there was, like, photos of Benito in her apartment and, like, photos of them. And, like, Conrad just, like, looked at them but, like, he didn't leave. Or, like, he didn't shut off.
Yeah.
Because I feel like old Conrad would have. But, like, this Conrad is, like, so in love with her and just so, like, he cannot wait anymore. And so I think, like, that really helped set up for the end, too, like, showing that, like, he was here to, like, stick it out. And then just the stuffed animal, just Junior Mint. I feel like he pops up everywhere.
And I love the last episode when Belly meets him on the train. She puts the necklace on. And I thought that was really a good detail that they added for her to do that because the last time she actually wore it was prom.
Yeah.
And they also brought that up the last time that they had danced. And so
it was so cute. It was like I really felt like they were like writing their own fairy tale.
Yeah.
Like they were like rewiring it. And like another like thing that I really noticed was like in the first part when like Conrad had left to go back on the train and Belly had told him like, hey, you need to catch the 5 o'clock train, and then she like didn't do anything, like he left. I was freaking out. I was like, there's no way we only have like 15 minutes left and this is how it's ending. And then she like gets her ways together and she's like,
I loved when she was like, I have brown eyes and brown hair and I will always love Conrad
yes,
Fisher.
Oh my gosh.
I was screaming.
It was so cute. And it's just like, it just shows like her maturity and that like she's finally doing something for herself, because I feel like she's like, especially in the beginning of this season, she was so wrapped up in doing everything for everyone else, like not even going to Paris because she wanted to be with Jeremiah.
I mean, I had mentioned this in the last episode, and I had said like she chose to go to Paris to do it for herself, but then she went into the relationship with Benito because Taylor said it was good.
Yeah.
And Taylor said that she should. And so I really think that, you know, she was like, I would choose you in infinite worlds out of my own free will. Oh.
It was so, and like, I was especially like, I don't know, excited when they had said like her and Benito had broken up. I did not expect that. That was a twist.
Yeah.
And that was a really good detail though, because I thought that Conrad was going to have to go to Paris and unravel
Yeah.
all of that. I was very worried about that.
I thought that we were going to see the breakup, but I'm happy that was already, done and over with.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Conrad could just swoop in and take his girl.
And then another thing at the end, this is like my favorite thing, and I saw it on TikTok, but it was about the Mini Cooper at the end, and it was talking about, everyone was like, why aren't they driving in Conrad's car? Like, and I saw a thing, and it makes so much sense because the gray on the Mini Cooper symbolizes Conrad and his old car, and then the Mini Cooper symbolizes Paris. Because like there's so many of those cars in Paris, and so then bringing them together, it's like their home.
Yeah, and they're going back to cousins. And I saw this on TikTok too. Was when they're driving in the car past the cousin sign, she sticks her head out the window and she goes, "It's like being away from home for a long, long time." And that's a parallel from season 1.
Yes.
When she's driving into cousins, the first episode. Oh, and it just, for me, and I'm sure for you too, like I started watching the show when I was a freshman. And now we're both seniors, and I may not be as old as Belly, like I'm not 22, but I sort of feel like I've grown up with her a little bit, and it's kind of, it's bittersweet, and I love it.
I feel like I've lived, like I feel so close to these characters. I don't think I've ever felt close to a character like I do with this show. And like I can't imagine how like Jenny is feeling, because like she's even said like I don't want to let them go. Like you can just make us so many more seasons, and I'd be fine with it.
And so it's not over.
Yeah.
What are your predictions for the movie?
So I think the movie is gonna be, I think it's just gonna be showing everyone's life, because like at the end of season 3, it was Taylor and Steven are gonna move to San Francisco. Denise is gonna move to San Francisco, but Denise and Jeremiah, I think Jeremiah is gonna move to San Francisco.
I think everyone's gonna move to California.
And then
because Belly might go back
with Conrad.
Yeah.
And so I think, because like the epilogue of the end of the book was like them, like they're married, and that was it. But I think the movie is going to be they're married. I think it's going to be a big time jump. So I think they're going to get married, and then I think it's going to show everyone's life.
Yeah.
Like now. And I'm hoping maybe Conrad and Belly have kids, like at the end, like do a little like Hunger Games Mockingjay.
I want to say
where they have kids at the end.
If Belly, in the movie, if Belly and Conrad don't have kids, I think Taylor and Steven will.
I think so too.
Because they mentioned, like, I think that's what they were hinting at. He was like, what's the worst that could happen? She didn't finish her sentence, but I think she was hinting at, like, kids or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, because they were talking about, getting a cat, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I do think that they could be the ones to have kids too.
I think they will probably be the first, since Steven is older than Belly too.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, I've just loved this show, and it's
me too.
Meant so much to me, even though like it's just a show. But
yeah, it's so good, and it really just invites you in, and it's so fun.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on and talking with me.
Of course, it was so fun.
Yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series of episodes, and maybe I'll have to make one for the movie.
Yes.
Bye.